Yo, it's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. We will have multiple folks live from Oxnard. Our beat writer Clarence Hill and former Cowboy scout Brian Broaddus both join the broadcast, and we are talking Dak, who is looking good early. All the things. Show starts, meow. What's up, everybody? We're fighting now. Fight. Remember that season when that was their thing? Fight. They had on the t-shirts. Just fight. We're fighting at Cowboy Camp. We're getting it now. Now we've officially started training camp. Welcome into today's broadcast of DLLS Cowboys podcast. Maybe rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. It looks like. Maybe. It looks like it.
I guess because I'm.
Is that Recky Specky?
No, not. If it's Recky Specky, a lot of folks is Recky Specky in it.
Okay.
But
are you not sure if we want to go R.I.P.?
That's not something I don't want to go R.I.P. I don't know if I want to go R.I.P.
You want to just say Hulk Hogan's dead?
I would say thoughts and prayers to the Hogan family.
There you go.
T's and P's to the Hogan family.
Let's get it. My name is Jeff. I'm next to former Cowboy wide receiver Jesse Holley.
There's a lot of black people who want to be Hogwarts. Wow.
A lot of black people who want to be Hogwarts.
I want to be Hogwarts. Shout out to Joe Knows, first in the building.
Yes.
There's a lot of black people that want to be Hogwarts, though.
That's not you don't be Hogwarts.
Is that?
Hogwarts is the school. They go to Hogwarts.
Now it's even funnier.
So they want to be wizards.
Okay. All right.
Or witches. Either one.
They want
male,
to go
female.
Okay. I thought Hogwarts was like a thing.
It's the school.
It's the school.
Yeah,
for
you
the
go
Huff and
to
Puffs.
Hogwarts, and that is where you are split into your houses. Hufflepuffs, Ravenclaws, Gryffindors, and Slytherins.
Okay.
Slytherins are the bad ones. Not always. It doesn't mean you're bad, but they tend to be the ones that end up bad.
If you're black and you attend Hogwarts,
Yeah.
what house would you be in?
Slytherin.
You're not black.
Oh, I'm a Ravenclaw.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
You are a Hufflepuff.
I don't even know what a Hufflepuff
I think you are
means,
a Hufflepuff.
but a Hufflepuff feels like
They're the happiest, cheeriest kind of, yeah.
Nuck if you huff and puff. There we go.
Yeah. Have you seen the thing about how Nuck If You Buck should be the national anthem?
No.
Oh, it's
but I would
amazing.
love it.
Oh, it's
I
amazing.
would love for Nuck
Amazing.
If You Buck to be the national. I'll stand for that.
Picture the Olympics. I don't remember the podcast this was on, but part of the point was, and this is the best part of the point, is picture you're on the podium.
Yes.
And Denmark got third in the pole vault, and you play their thing.
Yeah.
And then Poland got second, and then Nuck If You Buck hit. Because America
If
won.
you put Nuck If You Buck on the I want to go play flag football just so I can go to the Olympics and win first place and we can have Nuck If You Buck as a national anthem.
That's cocky. You wouldn't make the team. They're fighting. I'm 41, man.
That's true.
41. We're fighting at Cowboy Camp. It started with, I think, tight
They
end.
knucking and bucking and ready to fight. Sorry.
I think it probably started because Tyler Neville is the tight end that got dump trucked on that play I was telling you where Sam Williams dump trucked somebody. And then the tussle was Tyler Neville and I forgot. But the tussle was Tyler Neville and somebody started it. Probably because he got punked. And then he was like, I got to do something. I got to do something. And it takes me to this question, Jesse Holley. Serious football question for you. Brian Schottenheimer wants to be tough, wants to be physical. He wants his practice to be tough and physical, even though we're not wearing pads yet. Eventually, that carries over into tempers flaring.
Yes.
How dost thou balance?
It's a very, very thin line between wanting to establish this physical and nasty in a good way type culture and not walking yourself into fights at training camp. Because as training camp goes along, you've been there, you've seen how the dog, as a media member, you've seen how the dog days gets on you. And as a player, when you're there every single day, your family's not there, you don't have an outlet, you're practicing every day, you see the same stinky feet type dudes, you run the same plays over and over, that they're getting under your skin, coach is screaming at you, your back hurt, your feet hurt, you're tired of eating the same cafeteria food. Like all of that begins to pile up and aggressions begin to mount. And so now when, one coach is screaming, finish the block, finish the play, run through the tackle, it's stirred up. And now you feel like, all right, dude, that's a little bit too much. And fights will break out. Yeah. And so now what you have to, I guess how you have to monitor it, and I know that Schotty said yesterday in practice that,
not monitor, but yes, monitor.
Schotty said yesterday in practice that, next guy throws a fight, he starts a fight, I'm throwing him out of practice. Well, that doesn't always work.
If Micah Parsons gets signed and is practicing and is blitzing up the middle, and gets in a tussle with Tyler Smith,
right?
You throwing him out of practice?
No,
like, that's where you run into it. You're like, okay, guys, look, the next one.
You know what you do? You say that you caught it late and you throw the backup out. That's how it happens.
Whichever defensive tackle didn't stop Micah from getting into a dust up, you're out of here.
That's it. Like, that's how it works. And you throw them out, and then you go, I am serious. I am serious about this. You see these guys? They're out of here. They're gone. But you're never throwing Tyler Smith out. You're never throwing Micah out. You're never throwing CeeDee Lamb out. And God forbid if George Pickens gets into one, you're not throwing him out, right? Like, those certain guys you're just not throwing out. How you handle that is you scream at another guy who's throw out eligible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And there's only like 8 guys that aren't eligible.
Right. There's only those guys. And
you got starters that are eligible.
100%.
Kyrie Elam could go to the locker room.
He's playing pretty well. They might want to keep him out there.
Okay, he might be graduating already.
Yeah, he might be. I'm not saying
about your team if Kyrie Elam's a top 10 player.
If he's playing well, you don't want to set that rhythm up. But I'm just saying that there's a fine line between, and you kind of have to accept the good with the bad. Yeah. This is the part about being physical. If you're going to drive fast, you're going to get into an accident at some point in time, right? Like if you're anything that you do and you do it at a high rate and then you do it at an accel rate, you're going to have to deal with all the other ancillary things that come along with it. You're not going to develop a football team that is physical. And the only way to be, because we could talk about physicality, we heard that on the Mike McCarthy, right? And they're like, we're going to the playoffs and we're going to put pads on and we're going to be physical for a week. And I'm like, you can't be physical in a week. That's either in you or not. But this happens now. You develop the ability to be physical in training camp, but darn sure going to have to deal with some fights.
And it's such a weird thing. And I know you're right that it's the fact that, but it's so early. So like doing it now is just kind of weird. It's not like you're tired of it or you're exhausted or anything like that. And it is a little bit strange to me because as somebody who did get beat up in a college football practice, I had a linebacker just whoop me.
So you guys are always trying to project your losses on me because the linebacker whooped you up. Y'all think linebackers is going to whoop up on me if a situation comes down to it.
I don't know. No, but I'm just saying I got beat up real good. But it's weird that it takes so little to snap into that mode in a practice when it would never cross your mind in a game. Well, except George. But like you're not going. That's a 15-yard penalty. You're getting ejected. Like I think Schotty should just enforce what he said, and no matter who it is. Like, look, out here, same rules as a game. If you do something that would get you thrown out of a game, you can't practice. And that's what he said. And I'm not saying he won't do it, although we did say he won't do it. If the best players get it. It's just weird to me that in practice you're so willing to do something that inside the actual sport you would never.
The only coach that I've been around, and in my time, I've been around Marvin Lewis, I've been around Jason Garrett, Wade Phillips, and I was around Bill Belichick. The only person that I for sure would put my life on the line and say that if he said it, he would do it,
Belichick.
That's it. Because I've seen him. Like I've seen him tell coaches, like to your point, I've seen him scream at coaches, get the F off the field. Don't talk to him anymore. If you can't do it in a real game, don't do it out here. Yeah. We are only practicing real game live situations. So, and I've seen him throw players out of practice. I've seen guys get cut on the spot. I watched the starting running back get cut on the spot because he didn't make the conditioning test. Like literally was going to be the starting running back. And it was like, oh, you don't want to condition? You want to come here out of shape? You're done. And that was it. So most coaches say it as a threat. There's only very few that I believe that would actually do it to the star player. in these type of moments because you know that you're so limited with the time that you have in training camp, especially now in the new age of football, that I can't afford to miss what if practice starts in the first team period, right? A fight starts in the first team period and I throw Micah out. So the rest of the day, I don't have no more Micah. I don't have no more CeeDee. I don't have any more.
In a perfect world,
Tyler Booker.
And there's teammates that get into the locker room after practice and are like, what the hell, dude?
No, it doesn't happen that way. It doesn't, that second part doesn't happen that way.
It should.
It doesn't.
It should.
It doesn't. It just doesn't. They'll come in the locker room and be laughing. Like, damn, bro, they threw you out, huh? You're like, dang, he already showered up. And,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they'll laugh it off.
See, I probably would fight. Not if I was going to get cut. But I'd love to get out of practice. My favorite.
And you might have some dudes, like, I'm not saying that this would happen, but I'm not saying that it's impossible that you might have a dude who's like a 10-year vet.
Yeah, I'm tired today.
And just like, you know what?
I'm getting sent in.
I'm out. Today's not the day.
We will get to, we're 2 days into practices with no pads on. But what we can gather, we will have for you throughout the broadcast today. You mentioned Kaiir Elam is a name that keeps popping up as a guy that is performing and making some plays. We'll dedicate the fourth segment to a bunch of guys like that. We'll have Brian Broaddus on in the third segment of today's show. That's in about 19 minutes. So we'll have the scout's eye of what's going on out there. But one of the other things going on is we're seeing a bunch of Joe Milton, which I do remember last year it was a lot of, look, Trey Lance is going to get all the preseason snaps because they want to see something from a guy who's never going to play for us and then leave when the season's over. But we're going to want to see a bunch of him. And before training camp, Schotty was talking about, with Dak, he doesn't love it, but we're going to dial it back. He's 32 or whatever. And that one kind of perked me up. And now when I'm seeing all of the Joe Milton reps, and I know the second team gets reps, I don't want to hear that Dak needs to be dialed back at all. I want my starting – I go back to the Tom Moore. We've talked about this quote all the time. If 4 goes down, you're effed. I don't want to practice effed. Right. I don't need Joe Milton taking time out of our practices where we don't practice enough as it is. But, are you hinting to me that you think something on Dak is going to get hurt? Let Dak practice. Let's just play.
And that's the thing.
Not that he's not practicing. He's practicing plenty.
Right.
But I want him taking damn near every snap.
As he should. And the thing that – and this is Jesse being old dude, get off my lawn. I don't understand, especially in the training camp form, of how – because you have to – there is a such thing as getting your body conditioned for the job that you're going to do.
Right.
So if Dak is not moving and throwing, running in training camp, are those muscles getting used? Are those muscles getting acclimated to the speed? Because if all he's doing – because let's be honest, in training camp – there is the fact of the matter is he wears a red jersey in practice for a reason. No one touches him. No one should be around his feet. No one should be around his knees, right? And if he breaks containment, you chase, but you don't get close to him. And very so often, he's not in a full dead-on sprint. He's not breaking containment and running the ball down the field at top speed, whatever his top speed is.
Hey,
I'm just saying, as someone...
Do you think I could beat him?
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
No.
You think you could beat him?
Yes.
Okay.
I can.
Okay.
I think so.
I'm going to race you a training camp.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm going to let you know.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. But for Dak, it's like...
Clarence has to run too, though.
Okay. We'll get Thick Joe in there, too. Joe will be there. We'll get Thick Joe in there.
Any media that wants it.
Any media... Oh, I'm winning that race.
Okay.
Any media... We can have a media race.
I'm finishing top 2, and we're playing Nuck If You Buck on the podium.
John, get Nuck If You Buck ready for the race at training camp that we're going to win for DLLS.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know Nuck If You Buck?
Nope.
Well, if you can find a clean version, I don't think we need to play it.
I don't think any version will fly, unfortunately.
Yeah. It is it's a hip hop song.
Yeah. It's an anthem.
And it's an aggressive hip hop song.
It's an anthem.
That could lead to tussles. Yep. You want to have friends around when it plays.
But for Dak, man, you got to practice. You got to practice him a lot. I know that you want to see what Joe Milton is as a player. You want to get him kind of – Joe Milton has all of the arm talent where he lacks his decision-making, reading and uncovering coverages and knowing where the ball – quarterback, yeah.
The quarterback
stuff. So I know that you want to get him in there. But let's be honest, man. Like, this thing hinges on the legs, arms, shoulders, fingers, hands, everything of Dak Prescott. He needs to practice. He needs to practice a lot. He needs to get his body in shape. There needs to be the chemistry and camaraderie between he and CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens and the tight ends and the offensive line. Like I don't want to see his productivity be limited in any way, shape, or form in practice. Don't. I hate that we're taking guys off the field now more than ever.
Get ready, and it's already less than ever. Like, they don't get touched. Like, Austin has a question, Jesse. Could you beat Dak if he gets a 3-yard, and I would say it was more 4.5, 3-yard head start? See what I did there? Could you Whitner Dak?
Yes. Dak's slow. Dak. I know we make jokes about Dak being the black Kirk Cousins, but
no, we don't. That was a fake quote.
For him to be a black quarterback, he ain't the swiftest of feet. You know what I'm saying?
She said, "Nuck if you buck" is the hood version of Cotton Eye Joe. And let's hit the super chat before we get to Clarence Hill, who is live out in Oxnard. Eric is in here. Week 1 better be the Dak, Lamb, and Pickens show. I need the Lamb and Pickens celebration in Philly. Wait for week 2 to run the ball. Oh, we could give you the CeeDee and Pickens celebration, which we're going to need to see a lot of that this year. It needs to be everything. You want to hit them with the Dak and Pickens, or the CeeDee and Pickens celebration here? You see some of that action? Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah,
the helmet thing wasn't a firearm display, was it?
It's and then the end of it is the Ja Morant grenade throw.
Oh, we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, we're getting fined.
We're gonna get fined.
We're getting fined.
We're going to shut this one down.
Yeah.
CeeDee said in his presser that he doesn't think they're going to get fined for it, but if they do, he said he will pay it.
Okay.
Well, I need that kind of money. I need that kind of money. Where it's not if they fine me, I'll stop. It's if they fine me, I'll pay it.
Yeah.
Coming up next, our very own Clarence Hill is live out there in Oxnard, California. Cowboys training camp. We'll get you the very latest, all the scoops. It's next.
Vegas, here we come. Viva Las Vegas. And we want you to be there with us. We are taking this show on the road. The Cowboys, they play a Thursday night game against the Raiders, and we will be there all week long. We'll be doing our shows, and you need to be there. But here's what you need to do. If you want to be a part of this spectacular event, if you want to go to Club Pop and be in the Lotion Lounge, then you have to hit up our friends at True Fan Travel. And in this package, it includes tickets.
Take it to the game.
3-night stay at a luxury hotel. You'll have access to all the events that we have there. The VIP events, all of that. And then you get to hang with us. Like, that is probably the creme de la creme of it all, that you get to kick it with us in an unfiltered version of ourselves.
I am very filtered on the show.
I, at sometimes, am very filtered on this show. But head over to True Fans and sign up today. And we'd love to see you in Vegas, man. Come on. What happens there stays there.
What time is it? Vegas.
That's
Shout out to my guys at Branded Bills. You guys want to see that? That's my hat. That's my Branded Bill. You can't, because of the lighting, you can't really see that it says DTX and then Dallas through there. But I like the hat. I like it a lot. I got some hats and some T-shirts from our guys at Branded Bills. It's wonderful products. Whether you need your snapbacks, you're a trucker hat guy, a fitted hat guy, beanie guy, you need some T-shirts, Branded Bills has you covered. Performance, style, check. And if you have a brand and you wanted to stand apart from the crowd, Branded Bills has you covered with the best custom headwear. You can start your order, and their dedicated team's going to help you create the exact custom apparel that you need. They also have a partnership with 40 colleges as a part of their campus collection that includes TCU, Texas Tech, and Texas. So take yourself on over to brandedbills.com. It's pretty sweet. It's good stuff. I like it a lot. Get on over there, brandedbills.com. Use the promo code BB. DLLS. You get 15% off your first order. It is the DLLS Cowboys podcast, and we're going to travel on out. We need you to hit the like button, by the way. 94 is not the number we're looking for, although salute to DeMarcus Ware. We are looking for 207 today is the number we're looking for in likes. We're going to go visit with Clarence Hill. He is in Oxnard, California, and let's see.
He ain't here, though.
Oh,
does he even know that he's on the show today?
I mean, I tagged him on a little messaging client there, so...
Don't worry, I'm on this. Watch this.
We should have noticed when he wasn't in the chat at the start of the show that he wasn't connecting.
Yeah.
Are you calling him live on air?
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, hold on. He's joining.
Oh, he's joining. He's joining now.
Okay.
All right.
Never mind. All right. I thought it would have been way more fun to have him, because then
we about to nuck if you buck, Clarence.
You don't have to see him. Oh, look at this setup. I like this. They got our setup out there? Is that our setup? Whoa, hello.
Oh.
Clarence Hill. What's up, Club Pop? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Oh, you're coming through clean. I like that. I like that. You
Your
look
picture
good
looks
today.
Your picture looks good and everything. Okay.
Yeah, looking good today.
I'm using my phone, not my computer today. How you guys doing?
Great. What's all scattered on the couch behind you? Is that just all of your laundry?
That's just a blanket. It's just one blanket. I slept on the couch.
What? Why
It's a blanket.
You were true to you, man.
Why are you sleeping on the couch?
Because the bed's too low. I mean, you know, everybody, it's like I'm at an Airbnb, man. I'm not at a hotel. The bed's real low. You know, they ain't got a real mattress. I mean, don't make me don't get me started. It's okay.
All right. What's your headline today? What are you chasing down? What we got going on?
Yeah, I want to hear Schotty in charge. You know, he took charge yesterday. Don't like the fighting when he wants a physical AZZ camp, as he said, first day one. But just talking to some people, when the camp is about competition, you have so many people trying to prove themselves on 1-year deals. Last year the contract, so many young guys. You're gonna get people trying to impress. You're gonna get physicality. You're gonna get people on the edge. And so, I mean, the fact that the Cowboys have fights or near fights the first 2 days of camp without pads, that's unusual. Usually it's when the pads come on and you've been going against each other for weeks and you're tired of each other. But to have fights the first 2 days, that's crazy, Jesse.
Yeah. So he also threatened Schotty that he'd throw some folks out of practice. What are your beliefs that if a fight is started by, let's say, when Micah Parsons signs and he's in practice, is he throwing Micah Parsons out of practice? Is he throwing Tyler Booker out of practice? Is Tyler Smith getting tossed out of practice if he starts a fight?
Well, I think he said throw punches thrown, and that's what it was, punches being thrown. I mean, Marquise Bell threw some punches that hit his own teammate.
Attaboy.
I mean, obviously both of them were teammates, but his own defensive mate. So it was two defenders against one other offensive guy, and Marquise Bell was throwing punches. And Troy Pride he was one. After the fight, is one guy getting attended to by the medical guys. I know it's not funny, but it was because he was punched by Marquise Bell in the back of his neck.
Wait, that was friendly fire?
Yes.
What?
Was this the fight that took place on the sideline?
Oh, was that?
Yes.
That's good because thanks to you, we have a great angle. Well, technically, you'll be in the frame. Okay, yeah, we have a great angle of the fight. There's Clarence Hill getting ready to record the fight.
Man, I was watching the play down the field, which is crazy.
You weren't watching no damn play in the field. You're looking at your phone.
Run the first one again. This is Joe Hoyt's video of the fight. Clarence is looking at his phone.
I was watching the play down the field. There's a lot of stuff going on.
The fight's over by the time you get your phone set up.
You're right. Because I'm trying to tweet, I'm trying to video play, I'm trying to send it. You're right. It's over by the time because I'm doing other things. I mean, goodness. It's T-shirts and shorts.
Clarence, back
what
up
are we
in your shot.
fighting about?
No. Okay, this is good.
I want to be as unbothered with chaos happening around me as you are at the beginning of this video. When this video starts, fights happening, you're unbothered.
Look at there.
Then you're like, we're
I'm not unbothered. You hear the screaming, and then you're like, yo, what's going on over here? Because it had nothing to do with the play. The play's in front of us, and somebody's down the field. I'm looking at the field, and I'm looking at my phone because I'm trying to send videos back to the office, and all of a sudden I hear this commotion to my left. And so yeah, I'm getting it ready. But
you know what? You ever see that commercial? On. That commercial with the old man who's fishing, and he has $1 on the end of the string, and he got to go, you got to be quicker than that. That's you. You're the old man. You got to be quicker than that, man. You got to keep your head on the swivel at all times out there.
Jesse, my head is on the swivel, sir. Don't do that. Don't do that. My head's on the swivel. There's a lot going on.
Stembo said Calvin had his phone ready.
Calvin did
Stembo
not.
said Calvin had his phone ready.
That's fine. Good.
Joe Hoyt had his phone ready too.
We tease Clarence, but Clarence is literally the best beat writer in the world and the best beat writer covering the Cowboys, because if you're the best beat writer in the world, then by default you would already be the best. I know it's 2 days of practice without pads, and so what can you learn about an individual player probably not a ton. But George Pickens 2 days in, what are the reviews?
Well, it's the same reviews. I mean, I think that he said the right things. I asked him yesterday, and he said that he's trying to put the right foot forward, and he's intentional about that. And obviously, we all know when you got a history where everybody's going to wait because you have to prove it over and over and over again, and everybody knows about the Pittsburgh stuff. But just talking to Schotty and talking to Dak, he talked about it before, and even CeeDee. I don't know what y'all heard in Pittsburgh, but that's not the guy we got here. And it's interesting because the other day he was talking about, people talking about his personality. And he said, well, I'm not a princess on the field. And I let that go. I let that go. Then the walk-off, I said, I started to say, are you a princess off the field? He said, as soon as I said it, I knew I was going to jump on it. I said, yeah, I let that go. It was a layup, though. I said, I let that go. When you say you're a princess off the field, because I'm not a princess on the field. And he showed that. I mean, he cracked a little bit when he ripped the Steelers' offense, because I asked him about the excitement playing with Dak and running a complete route tree and not just being known as a deep ball contested catch got down the field. He said, I'm looking forward to running the real offense, running better plays or something like that.
So I said better plays.
So forget my route tree to show you kind of receivers I am. I know that. Just give me some better plays. And so that has not gone over well in Pittsburgh. But he's been vocal about, even when he was in Pittsburgh, about their unimaginative offense and stuff like that. So, and he believes that that's was part of his frustration coming to Dallas. With everything that got going on with CeeDee, with the way Dak is going to throw the ball around to those guys, he can't be happy. So he's played well on the field, certainly in practice. He's continued to say the right things. CeeDee openly talked yesterday, and it was probably the best we've ever heard CeeDee talk. He admitted that he missed his teammates and not being at camp hurt him. And he and Dak weren't on the same page, and there's some things he needs to be and need to be at camp. Like, they had a great, he caught 101 balls, but he's, obviously gave a warning to the league that, when Dak is healthy and I play 17 games, we're going to blow up, and so everybody knows what it's going to be like when Dak plays 17 games with me and my numbers are going to blow up because I'm one of the best receivers in the league.
Speaking of Dak, Schotty talked about Dak's workload in this training camp and what it would be and how he may be pulling back a little bit on Dak. Is that something that when you talk with Dak or people around that situation that's, conducive to Dak and his success in this team? What are they trying to hold Dak back from was limiting him in these certain practices?
Well, he's 31. And Schotty was just talking about his age. He's getting older, and we're going to treat him like an older player. He doesn't need to, throw 300 balls in practice. That's what he's talking about. I don't think it's obviously Dak is a guy that likes to work hard and can overwork. I think he got injured a couple of years ago for overuse because he throws too much in practice and throws too much. Sometimes that's why they have 4 quarterbacks in practice to divvy up the passing load. They only have 3. But he just, I don't think it's a big deal. And, Dak has not played in the preseason since before he took 2020. And I don't anticipate him playing in the preseason again. And so he's just trying to come up with ways to talk about how they're going to maximize Dak getting ready to go, but not overuse him in practice for sure.
But is Dak taking every first team snap? Like, is Milton walking in and taking first team snaps?
Well, no. I'm going to say no, and I'm going to say hell no. And
well, no. I don't mean from like, oh my God, watch out for Joe Milton. I just mean like, are they giving Dak time off while the ones are in? Because I don't want that.
But that's how people will be, right? As soon as he takes the first team, Milton's going to pass down. I mean, it's crazy. And listen, he's still overthrow. He has a great strong arm. He has a live arm, and people are just putting too much dip on the chip so far with his live arm. Because
I'm not. That's not what I was thinking at all. I'm just hoping that I just don't want. I'm just making sure that we're getting Dak actually ready. In every rep with the first team to go play football.
I've seen some tweets from people about Milton, and I'm like, come on, guys, let's there's no chance. Dak is the quarterback, but yeah, no, Dak is taking all the first team reps. Milton is taking the second team reps, and Will Greer is getting crumbs. But there's already a clear delineation of due.
Oh. Somebody calling him? Is that Michael Irvin?
No. Somebody was trying to call, and I was trying to cut it off. I hit the wrong button. But anyway,
who was it? Who was it?
Nobody in particular.
Michael Parsons.
Michael Parsons.
But anyway, Milton is taking the second team reps, clear second team reps, and is Will Greer who's getting the crumbs right now.
All right. We appreciate you, Clarence. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good time. Take care of the rudder room for me till I get there.
No problem, guys. Appreciate you.
I don't know if he publicly tweeted or if he just texted me, but I know he has already been to the rudder room. I can confirm. I don't know if I'm talking out of school. I bet he posted it somewhere. I don't know.
He sent that to all of us.
Okay. Just to us, though?
Yes.
Oh. Did that place stink like they say it does?
A little bit. Like number one. A little bit. It's kind of nasty. It's kind of perfect. Coming up next, the great Brian Broaddus, former Cowboy scout, is going to join us. We'll get the scout's eye on everything that's going on in Cowboys training camp, and that is indeed next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
Right now, you can get $350 off some brand new flooring. $350. Here's how you do it. You head over to empiretoday.com/DLLS. Use that promo code, and then you begin the process of getting some new flooring in your home. You always want to make sure your home is looking the best. Every time you have company over, we're getting to that point in time where the NFL season will be starting off. You'll be having some football watch parties at your crib. You don't want to walk in and your crib, your floor of the house looks terrible. So go to Empire Today. They have all the right people to get you what you need. You can go online. In fact, you don't even have to leave your home. You can go online. You can take a picture of the room that you want to have new flooring in. You upload it, and then you can move about what you want to put in that for you. See, it look like with carpet, with vinyl, with laminate, and even the good stuff, the wood. But you got to act fast, man. Head over to empiretoday.com. Use the promo code DLLS and get $350 off some new flooring.
And they will be proud of you at Monarch Money for saving that $350. Monarch Money is here to help you take care of your finances. You know, get everything squared away, help you get incredibly filthy rich and wealthy. I don't know if that's an official copy point, but they are your financial command center. It's a nice way to combine all of your different things in one place. All your accounts, credit cards, investments, all in one place. You always know where all your money stands without the hassle. If you don't have a clear financial picture, your financial dreams can feel out of reach. Let our friends at Monarch Money take care of you. It was named Wall Street Journal's best budgeting app of 2025. Join over 1 million households using Monarch Money, the top recommended personal finance app by users and experts with over 30,000 five-star reviews. That's a big number. Did you know financial stress is one of the top reasons relationships fall apart? Don't let that happen to you. Hit up our friends at Monarch Money. Get control of your overall finances. Use the code DLLS at monarchmoney.com. You'll get half off your first year, 50% off the first year. monarchmoney.com, DLLS. This is the DLLS Cowboys podcast. And looky there. Look at there. The great and powerful. Most people know him as the co-host of Trust the Tape.
Yeah.
A show that is on my personal YouTube channel every Tuesday and Thursday, except today, so it'll be on tomorrow instead. The great and powerful former Cowboy scout from 105.3 The Fan, from Crown Global Media. Make sure you follow that page on YouTube, the Doing All Right podcast with Vach Lombardi. Congratulations on 100,000 subscribers, Vach. Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Doing well, boys. I figured out that I can know where I need to go get carpet, and now I need to go get money. So doing great. I figured both those things out. That's great.
Yeah. All the shows that you're doing, you raking in some dough. You raking in some dough. So head on over to Monarch Money, man, and get yourself ready. You know, let them take care of those money things. Make sure you're not spending money frivolously like Jeff.
Yeah. I'm about to buy a pool like Jeff and really go into debt is what I want to do.
23.8 left. We got 23.8K left to pay that bad boy off. We're paying it off $226 a month. Crushing it. Brian, first 2 days of practice, love having you on because now we've got the scout's eye on this thing. And how much do you feel you can learn, and are some positions easier than some others when you are talking about no pads and whatever amount of contact they are having?
Yeah, I think to me, I kind of look at maybe some scheme ideas is what I try and do. I like to see where guys line up. They are having some competitive periods out here, though. It's as Jesse would tell you, it's kind of the three hard steps: get into your block, stay off the ground, and see where that thing goes. But there's things they worked on. Obviously, with Dak being under center day one, there was some. They ran the football and they ran it with some success. Day two, they went a little bit more quick game stuff out of their shotgun packages. There were the waggles, the boots, the installations have been. It looks like that's kind of where they want the emphasis of, hey, we are going to try and run the ball, and then okay, off our running game, let's get into some of our quick game stuff. Defensively, I felt like that day one, defense got gashed a little bit just on three hard steps, a block, that kind of thing. There were more spaces, creases, gaps. So that part of it was, defensively was not great. Yesterday, much better. I think that Eberflus said, I'm going to slant the front a little bit. They're kind of an undersized group in the front seven, so maybe they're going to have to play with a little bit more of that with some angles and try and keep away from going toe to toe with people. But yeah, he even threw in some. I think he stole something from Mike Zimmer. He showed a double A gap blitz, which is something that Micah is really, really good at. When he can attack the center and attack the guard, those are the things that he's good at. And we saw that yesterday, even with Micah being in there. It's something I think that he's taking and he's just going to implement and see how it looks as part of his plan. So that's the kind of things you could get from watching practice with just the helmets and the jerseys.
Brian, we've heard a lot, and you and I have both been around for a while, and we know that sometimes we hear things in training camp that doesn't quite on Earth. He's been longer on Earth than I have. Well, then we hear things in training camp that doesn't kind of translate to the season. And the topic of discussion yesterday and the day before has been the motion, the offense not being static, and the offense moving around and having guys moved around. Is this something that you believe that Schotty will take from training camp into the season and use it on a level of regularity for this Cowboys offense?
Yeah, I would hope so. We've seen some of the better teams in the National Football League offensively be able to use motion to their advantage, and especially when you can, and Jesse, you can explain this to your listeners too, is the ability they trade, like getting 12 personnel and trade. So they line up with the tight ends to one side, and then they trade the formation, and then as they make the move, and then they make another move behind that, so you have a trade and then a motion and then a motion and then another motion behind that. And so that's kind of some of the stuff that they were doing. Yesterday's wrinkle, if you want to say, was just to maybe give the quarterbacks a better understanding if man or zone. It was the back in the backfield motion out, then motion back to the spot. So first day was more trading and motion. Yesterday was more back motion where they were able just to kind of give the quarterbacks some read. You always hate that when they talk about, oh, we need to be this offense that's diverse and all that, and then they don't. They do the same damn things over and over and over again, and it doesn't affect them in any way. But hopefully with Schottenheimer, he's kind of looked at some teams in the offseason, the power running game teams. I think that's what this team's going to try and be with the use of with the use of Hunter Lipke, the use of Span Ford, the use of the multiple tight ends, the fullback. I think this team is going to try and be a little bit like that, more gap scheme, push on you, and then let the backs kind of make cuts off that. But these are all things they talked about, and at least in the first day and a little bit in the second day, we saw what they were going to work on.
So in that power running game, the two veteran running backs that they brought in, who are, my understanding at least is, and you can confirm, splitting kind of the first team reps, Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. Are you able to tell at this point if they could surprise us in terms of having more than what it's looked like they've had the last year or two?
Yeah, Sanders day one looked the best of the two. They had a blitz pickup situation yesterday where Williams was in the game. and he saved Dak on a blitz pickup, and Dak was able to get the ball out. So that's kind of what I think Williams is going to be. But everything was talking about in the media portions of OTAs and mini camps were that Miles Sanders looks like he's got a little juice. And the first practice, when they were gap scheming this, and it was hard step, hip to hip, hard step, push, and then it was cut the backside off, and then there was that natural gap where that gap appeared. And then that's where I think that Miles Sanders was a little bit better than Williams when it came to, I mean, Deuce Vaughn had a couple of carries day one where he looked like, he hit it and then made the cut. So yeah, it's Miles Sanders looks like to me, he's the guy that's got that little bit of that uh, attack play side. And if it opens up, then he's able to make that play kind of going to the backside that way.
Broaddus, moving from schematics offensively, defensively, more to individualized players. And I know that it's early, but one of the guys that we will consistently focus on until we get a read. And again, I know it's no pads, but I've seen some clips where left tackle Tyler Guyton, where he's won some battles and some that, guys have gone right around him and gotten the backfield, to the quarterback. Where do you gauge Tyler Guyton being kind of in relative where he was a year ago and his progress? Does he look better? Does his feet look better? Is his hands in the right place? Is he moving, lateral movement, right? Like, is all of those things kind of in line for a player at that position to kind of look like, all right, cool, when we get the pads on, this is all going to come together for this kid?
Yeah, no, that's where, and you mentioned there's been some good reps for him. There was a bad rep where I mentioned the double A gap look, and it was Sanborn and Murray, and they attacked that. And what it did was it took Oso Digizua and made him play a wider technique than having to play over Guyton, and it gave Guyton a little bit of problems there. But for the most part, everything that you brought up with the balance, the foot movement, not leaning, playing with knee bend. We've seen that from Guyton. It's been encouraging from that aspect of, there was a time where Sam Williams tried to take him hard up the field, and he was able to sit down on Sam Williams and really stop Sam Williams' progress to the quarterback. But it was knee bend, hand placement, body position. He wasn't off balance in any particular way and stuff. So that part of it was very encouraging by what we've seen so far.
So you mentioned like who lines up where and schematically, like those are some of the things that we can learn. When they go with three wide receivers with the first team, is it clearly CeeDee, Pickens, Tolbert? Is Jonathan Mingo in the mix? Or are they just running a bunch of receivers out there?
Yeah, it's been Tolbert is what it has. Tolbert had a couple of plays yesterday where they ran with comebacks with him that were pretty good. I mean, you see him driving off the ball. They're playing a lot of 3-by-1. Again, Jesse can explain this to all your listeners and stuff, what they're doing. And, and they're trying to put Pickens and Lamb, get him on the same side, and then they're throwing Tolbert over there and then throwing somebody opposite, whether it's tight end or something like that. But they're trying to kind of play that way. But Tolbert has been the guy primarily. Turpin had a nice play on a ball that where he was making a catch down the field, was able to adjust. Mingo out of the slot made a play with Joe Milton throwing him the football, with Hall in coverage there. So yeah, but the primary, if they go with the 11 personnel stuff, it has been Tolbert, it has been Pickens, and it has been CeeDee Lamb.
Broaddus, one question from the chat. They want to know, Schotty spoke about and mentioned the Wildcat, right? And that will be some things that he'll be running. Do you kind of have a little bit of an inkling of who's going to be running the Wildcat? Is it going to be Turpin? Is it going to be CeeDee?
I think it's Turpin. I think it's Turpin. I think it's going to be Turpin. Yeah, I do. Every time they hand Turpin the ball, it's a 6-yard gain. And he's got this ability to, for a smaller guy, he's able to attack, and he attacks quick. And my gut feeling is it's going to be him. I saw during the media portion of minicamp where they worked CeeDee Lamb in the backfield as well. They handed him the ball before, but I think your Wildcat quarterback's going to be Turpin.
Brian, we appreciate you. Make sure that you're following Brian on all of the different platforms. The most important one that I encourage you to make sure you're following right this second is not Trust the Tape. It is Crown Global Media on YouTube, as that one is just getting going, and it is Brian's baby. So get up in there and enjoy that. Brian, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you tomorrow morning on Trust the Tape.
Sounds good, boys. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
There goes Brian Broaddus, former Cowboy scout and a wonderful man. And people asked in the chat if we'd been part of his crawfish boils. Been to about 100 of them, and then he taught me the ways. And now I can do it myself.
There you go. Don't teach a man. What does it say? Don't teach a man how to
give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day.
Yeah.
Teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. Something like that.
Something along those lines.
96 likes. Is it only 96? Oh, you guys are only seeing one channel.
Yeah, we're 169.
169 total. We're on 2 channels today. So what we're going to do is on the 2 channels combined, I'm demanding 231 before we're done. So please hit the like button if you're here. And we will finish up with some of the standouts of camp and all the things that you need to know. And that is next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Oh, my goodness. Training camp special.
Let's go.
Sign up to be a diehard on alldlls.com. That is normally $79.99 for the year. For our training camp special, it is $36 for an entire year. When you sign up to be a diehard, guess what you get to do? You get to pick a T-shirt from our merch store. Dallas versus all y'all. That's the one I'm wearing right now. I'm rocking that today. You get
T-shirts.
that.
It's free. It's basically
you get that for free.
Basically free.
When you pay the training camp special of $36, you get to pick that shirt. When you sign up to be a diehard, that's $36 value. Bang. Now you have a year-long diehard membership on all DLLS for that.
And if I'm not mistaken, when you sign up to be a diehard, you get 20% off anything that we are a part of, right? In our events.
Merch, events, all those things.
Also, you can also use that for your trip to Vegas.
I think so.
I think so.
I think so.
We think so.
Let me say I think so.
We think so.
Because at some point I was told, I don't know if you should say that one, and sometime I don't know.
Okay.
But maybe.
Well, but maybe any event that we have, though, you'll have the entire year. We'll have the entire year that we'll have some events, and you can be a part of that, 20% off.
Yeah, so it's a great deal, $36 training camp offer. Use the QR code on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, and you can see that. Get that handled up, and then you'll be signed up to be a diehard, and that'll be good. We do also want you – well, let me tell you the other things that you get if you're new around here. Other things that you get when you sign up to be a diehard. You do get to pick a T-shirt from the merch store for free, which is $36 value. Hello, cancel out the money you just spent. You also get into our Discord, where we have over 1,000 fellow DFW diehards with different channels for all sorts of things, all your sports teams, food, music, video games, whatever. We're chopping it up about all sorts of things. Ad-free experience on the website, Feet. Access to all of our diehard level content on the site, obviously. So get over there, alldlls.com. Get signed up. Take advantage of the training camp intro offer. It is the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Other news and notes from Cowboys training camp, and we would do preface everything with pads come on Sunday. This is 2 practices. There are no pads on, but I look for themes. If I see a name from everybody, basically, of, oh, yeah, nice day. Oh, he showed some stuff. And there's a guy I didn't get to talk about before training camp started that I've got a weird, wonky, wandering, meandering take, which that's what you get from ADHD kids. Deal with it. Because what I wanted to get into is I think there's a sneaky pressure on your second-round pick, Donovan Izaraku, out of Boston College, pass rusher, to be a pretty big contributor as a rookie. And I'll argue with myself about it because I do feel like pass rush / edge / defensive end is probably their deepest position, maybe best position.
Yeah, we're talking about Fowler and Williams and
Parsons.
When we talk about that, I always like that name doesn't have to be spoken because it's like
Michael Parsons.
you know that name.
Michael Parsons.
Most
of us know that name.
Right. Michael
Not
Parsons.
the GM.
So it's a couple. Yeah, they're deep.
So you got 5 legit guys and then a couple of possibles if you want to take it down to Peyton Turner and Tyrus Wheat.
Yeah.
But because I look at their roster and I'm like, ooh, running back, ooh, D-tackle, are these linebackers going to be good enough? Are you deep enough at corner to start the season? And all those different question marks. I kind of feel like it's a setup. If Izaraku doesn't force his way out there a lot and make plays, that people will look back at a decision that's the right one, which is take the best available player with premium draft picks, especially if they're at premium positions. and it's a good idea. I am a big fan of it. But I could see people looking back if you're struggling at like 4 different spots and he hasn't forced his way on the field. It's like, why didn't they pick what we knew they needed? And so I thought coming into camp, I really need to see that he can contribute right away. And it worried me a little bit that the second round thing was going on where none of them were signing, but he got his hammered out in time for camp. And that's a name that I've seen. Brian Broaddus, after the first day of practice, mentioned him having some wins as a pass rusher. I saw this morning ESPN's Todd Archer talking about on the second day of practice. Donovan Ezeraku with some really nice pass rushes. And so that was encouraging to me that a guy that I think kind of needs it so that the fan base won't get mad about stuff that's not his fault to kind of show up and ball.
Well, when you look at what Eberflus is as a defensive coordinator and the scheme that he runs, a lot of what his stuff is, he's not doing a lot of exotic stuff, right? So he's not tricking things up. He's not showing one thing over here and doing other things over here. He's basically a lot of times straight up go at you. And that's for Ezeraku, that's a specialty for him.
That's his game.
That's his game. Is like, you know what? Hey, give me an assignment, let me go and do it. So he fits into what your defensive coordinator wants his players to be able to do and to do effectively. Now, whether or not they've done what they needed to do to get someone to stop the run on the inside so that he can go and be a specialist, that's not, in my opinion, his fault. And you know, you'll find yourself, if they don't do their part, you'll find yourself now trying to do things with Ezeraku that he is not built to do. If this is a guy who's
go wrestle,
right? If this is a guy who's even his body style, he doesn't have that kneeling body style where he's kind of thick.
No, he's he's compact.
But he is more.
But he's carrying 245.
That's what I'm saying. Like he doesn't have a heavy lower body. He doesn't have thick legs. He is well. Don't get me wrong. He's a well put together dude.
Right.
But he's not the dude that you want in there banging up against Lane Johnson for 40 snaps a game. You know, you want that to be more 17 to 22, where there was a pass rush plays.
Yeah.
Where he's not having to take on that tackle, that guard combination, that fullback, that tight end. So it's for me. They have to do their due diligence as a front office, as a scouting department, and as a defense, so that Ezeraku can do what you brought him here to do. You didn't bring him here to stop the run. That's not why you brought him here. You brought him here because what you want to happen is you want to get to a point in time in the game where you have a pass rush specialist on one side, and then you have the lion on the other side, and you say, quarterback, you got 0.2 seconds to get this ball out your hand. If not, they're coming.
What's the best 4? And I'm not going to say NASCAR because you don't allow it.
Don't say NASCAR. That's already been used.
Ezeraku, Parsons, Osa, Fowler.
To me, it would be Sam. It would be Ezeraku, Osa, Sam, Parsons.
Just get him to 3rd and 8. Let's have fun.
Yep.
Get him to 3rd and 8 and let's have fun. And when it's 3rd and 8 for the Cowboys, throw it to number 88. So CeeDee Lamb, talking to the media yesterday, I believe this is at the podium.
Yes.
He does have, if you were wondering, say we talked about now, y'all keep talking about George Pickens, and CeeDee and him could be best friends, but I know receiver brains.
No,
you keep talking about somebody else.
Yeah, they told me I was hating. They said, "Oh, Jesse," I said, "No, that's not how receivers work." Yeah, we like him, but don't y'all forget.
You keep talking about somebody else. CeeDee Lamb has a reminder. That's for you, John.
I feel like the league knows what happens when I'm healthy and I have Dak for a whole season. But if you don't, I will happily show you what it's going to be like this year. Honestly, I'm a dominant receiver. I don't like to speak highly of myself, but I can't wait to show you guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
You know what that reminds me of?
I'm pretty good.
There was a clip. It's an NBA clip of Kevin Durant when he was with the Warriors. And they were like questioning some things, and Kevin Durant sits there and he goes, I'm Kevin Durant.
Y'all didn't know?
I'm Kevin Durant. You know who I am, right? You know who I am, right? I'm Kevin Durant. It's basically saying, wait, I am the best at what I do.
Yeah.
And that's what CeeDee was basically saying. Listen, in a quiet yet subtle and CeeDee way, he said, I'm happy to have George. Glad George is a part of this program. So glad that he'll be opposite from me. But make no mistake about it, guys. I'm him. I'm so him. I'm him in every sense of the word him. I'm him a thee. I'm him a thee. Whatever pronoun you want to use, he's him. And he said, I'll be glad to remind you all very soon. If I'm healthy and Forrest healthy, you know who I am. I'm Kevin Durant. I am one of the most lethal scorers. I'm one of the most lethal route runners in the National Football League. Please. And you always have to, like, this is my personal opinion in life. It's the person who is really calm that'll say, I'll kill you. And they're not loud about it. And they're not like, because the one is like, I'm like, shut up.
You're talking.
You're talking. You're remember the guy who was on the golf course? And he was like being like, he's like, and the other guy was like, man, get out of here. Hit the ball and get out of here. And the other was like, and then he grabs him, he's hitting him like, bang, bang. And it wasn't the loud dude. The loud dude got punched out. It was the quiet dude who happened to be a former NHL player.
It happens, yeah. It'll happen.
He got punched out on the golf. Like, that's CeeDee Lamb telling y'all, listen, don't fool yourselves. 88 is still him. He is still the dude. And he'll gladly show you.
Mo said he sounds like the final boss in a video game.
Yeah. Yes.
It is. If somebody's screaming at you and talking about being violent, you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
but if somebody very calmly is like, we can handle this over there.
Yeah.
Away from these people. I'd be like,
you find apologies.
I'm good.
You find ways to get out of that.
I'm about to scream at you a little bit and get people to pull me out of here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about to do.
No, but I loved it. Like that got me excited when CeeDee sits up there and he is not a person that talks highly of himself in that manner, right? Like he doesn't come out and say things like that.
Well, maybe on the field.
Well, that's different.
Right.
You all
off
know
the field, he's
there's
very
two different personalities, right? When you step on the field, you transform into this different person.
Yeah.
But off the field, CeeDee's very, very demure, very low key, very calm, very introvert type of person. But when he sits in that podium, arms kind of like, hands folded, arms up, and he goes, I'm him.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys know, and if you forgot, because the talk has been about George Pickens around here, and I'm cool with that. But if you happen to forget,
yep,
I will gladly show you guys in September.
Dro knows I always say aunt, but now I'm self-conscious because I feel like most people say aunt.
It is aunt.
My aunt's a prison guard. She says, always watch out for the quiet guy.
Yep.
But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch those two. If we can block it a little bit, and then we'll implement our plan for stopping the run.
Yep.
Which is score 40.
Yep.
So that they can't run. and they have to keep up.
Best way you got to do it.
Freak Jesus, Kerry Matthews is in the super chat. Letting Deuce loose this year, because I don't know if you missed it when Brian Broaddus said that Deuce had some runs.
Yeah.
Deuce had some runs. Don't look at me like that.
They're just trying to get his trade value up, send him somewhere else.
Deuce going to be nasty this year.
This might not make this team.
The Deuce and blue back there, I don't see how Deuce makes the team. Javonte. Well, they could choose between Javonte and Miles and go blue, Lipke. I don't know. I don't know, Kerry.
We keep saying, how does he find a jersey on game day?
He doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless he's going to carry the ball 8 to 10 times, he doesn't.
You're not returning.
Unless he's a punt returner.
You're not.
Suddenly, which he's not.
You're taking an all-pro off?
No, I'm not.
You're taking an all-pro off just to get him some
He
snaps?
could be our trick kick returner. The guy who lays down. And you do the catch it and throw it over there?
We could pick, we could put anybody that can lay down, right? Like we could put
because I guess it would be if he was standing. But he can do it standing. People still might not know this. Let's also play for you the George Pickens, where George Pickens has some confidence in what he's going to do this year.
Yeah.
And maybe it's about how good he is, and he does believe that he's the best receiver on the planet, and I like that. But also because apparently Pittsburgh's offense was dumb.
You talk about a lot of people typecast you as a contested catch guy, down the field guy. You talk about your route tree and everything you can do. Are you excited to expand that and do more than just be a deep ball guy?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to run better plays for sure. Yeah.
They run better plays.
Shout out also to one of my former teammates, Arthur Smith, who was
the
offensive coordinator at Pittsburgh.
Excited to run better plays. No, I had seen some of the nerd numbers on George Pickens where it's like his expected catch rate, I believe, was dead last in the NFL last year. And the reason is because he was running this or that.
Right.
So it's like, okay, so there's going to be a guy right next to me at all times. And the expected catch rate was like 53%. And then his catch rate over expected was like 6th in the league, despite the fact that he was doing it on only covered plays. Like other people are getting to do that in a multitude of ways. His is, will you take it away from that guy?
And not to stereotype, but like, all of the negative things that they say about George Pickens. When you look at him and then you hear him talk.
I had never heard him talk.
He doesn't talk and look like a dude who comes with that level of ruckus.
No, he sounds very calm and nice.
And that's why he might be a little bit.
That's why you don't want to mess with him.
That's why you don't want to mess with him.
All right, everybody, thanks for stopping by. DLLS Cowboys podcast.
231.
Today, is it 231? Is that
231?
what I asked
Yes,
for?
for 231.
That's amazing. Remember that we'll be here tomorrow. And remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through. So be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies. There's a lot of black people who want to be Hogwarts.
We all silly like the mayor.